A 15 Ugly Politicians with Smoking Hot Daughters, Part 1.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
1. John Meghan McCain. Not exactly Brad Pitt or anything. U.S. Senator John McCain, Arizona, has always been a major figure in national politics, well known for his crusade to reform campaign finance laws and get all the soft money from major corporate donors out of politics. In 2008 he was the Republican Party's nominee to challenge President Obama's second term. We've got to disclaim here that McCain doesn't look as bad as some people might, after living as hard a life as he has. The man went to fight in Vietnam, nearly died when a Navy vessel carrying him caught on fire, got shot down while flying a plane over enemy territory, and then got captured and tortured in a North Vietnamese prison camp. So really, he's not doing too bad, but it's still amazing that Meghan McCain actually issued forth from his loins. Actually, what's amazing is how much she takes after him, yet is extremely beautiful. Meghan, born 1984, has gone into political punditry, writing political op-ed columns, appearing as a contributor on cable news television, and publishing a book entitled Dirty Sexy Politics. She once said in a 2012 play, to George Pataki, Allison Pataki. George Pataki served as governor of New York from 1995 to 2006. During his tenure, Pataki pursued a policy of strict fiscal conservatism, proposing and approving more tax cuts than any of his predecessors, and also slashing state budgets by introducing major spending cuts for health and education. Pataki is certainly in better form than some of the ugly politicians on this list, but that's setting the bar pretty low. There's a reason you might see George's face on Newsweek, but not on GQ. His daughter, Allison, on the other hand, is a real beauty. Allison Pataki, born 1984, studied English at Yale hoping to pursue a career in journalism. After moving to New York City to hone her craft, she realized the fast-paced news cycle was not her tempo, so she dropped out and became a New York Times best-selling author of historical fiction novels. 3. Michael Bloomberg. Georgina Bloomberg. Mayor Michael Bloomberg is a billionaire business magnate and served as mayor of New York City from 2000 to 2013. He made his money in financial data and media. He became mayor of New York City in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 terrorist attacks and presided over a balanced agenda of progressive social policy and conservative fiscal policy. The man is very rich, powerful, and famous, but he's not exactly a male model. Though his daughter, Georgina Bloomberg, could be a model if she wanted to be. Georgina, born 1983, is not, however, a model. She's a professional equestrian, that is, she rides horses for a living. Of course, she probably doesn't have to do anything for a living, but she does ride horses for sport, earning a corporate sponsorship with Ariad International. She's good friends with Ivanka Trump, and has gone on the record to say many kind things about Donald Trump, and what a great father he is, and how proud Georgina is of his accomplishments. 4. Joe Biden. Ashley Biden. Vice President Joe Biden. Woof. If there ever was a man you wouldn't want getting handsy with you, he'd be it. Again, like Donald Trump, it's not just because of how he's aged that the man looks bad. Go back to pictures of a young Senator Joe Biden from the 80s and 70s and he looked even weirder than he does now. Cue good fortune for his daughter, Ashley Biden, born 1981, because with Joe in the genes, she could have turned out pretty ugly, but instead she's pretty hot. One Tulane University classmate of hers, who bailed her out of jail when she was arrested for marijuana possession, said she was that hot freshman that every guy wanted to be with. She was very attractive. Everybody at Tulane knew that she was a party girl, and she wore some pretty short shorts, a lot. Ashley currently works as a social worker in Delaware, after getting her master's degree in social work from the University of Pennsylvania. She's married to a plastic surgeon whose professional services she will never need. 5. John Huntsman. Liddy Huntsman. Now it does feel a bit rude to call the same man ugly 3 different times in the same article. And it's not like John Huntsman is just positively hideous or anything, but the title of the article is 15 Ugly Politicians Who Have Hot Daughters, and John Huntsman's the one who went and had 3 hot daughters who look way better than he does. It's a compliment, John. I'm writing something nice about your family. That includes the youngest Huntsman girl, Liddy Huntsman, born 1988. A married mother and social media surrogate for her father's political ambitions, Liddy is a self-described failed comedian whose sisters say her dream job would be to write for Saturday Night Live. Always the more offbeat of the 3 sisters, during her father's 2004 bid for the Utah governor's mansion, a then 16-year-old Liddy complicated things by dating the son of her father's Democratic opponent. 6. John Huntsman. Marianne Huntsman. Abby Huntsman isn't the only lucky daughter to turn out better looking than her dad. Her older sister, Marianne Huntsman, was fortunate enough to inherit her dad's brains, and not his looks. Instead of going into humanitarian activism or cable news media like most of the girls on this list, Abby, born 1985, took the path of music, and is an accomplished concert pianist with some pretty good chops. But don't get too excited, fellas, Marianne is very much taken. Last year she married the son of CNN chief political analyst Gloria Borger, a financier who works at a Washington, D.C. investment firm. Marianne, who was raised Mormon, converted to Judaism after her marriage. 7. John Huntsman. Abby Huntsman. Anyone remember John Huntsman? He was the Republican governor of Utah who ran for the GOP presidential nomination in 2012. He was widely hailed by the media as kind of the adult in the room, a calm, measured voice among many shrill ones in what ended up being a real circus of a primary for the Republican Party. Of course he ended up polling low and dropping out of the primary pretty early on. Not crazy enough to grab a lot of headlines and get enough media attention to poll better than he did. Can't say he was the worst looking of the very large crop of candidates for the nomination that cycle, but he certainly wasn't the best either. Lucky for his daughter Abby Huntsman, born 1986, she escaped from his genetic contribution to her existence, unscathed and quite lovely to behold. She's currently a reporter and anchor for Fox News. 8. Sarah Palin. Bristol. Palin. Alaska Governor Sarah Palin was Senator John McCain's bold strategy to shake up the 2008 presidential race, when polls consistently showed him losing to Senator Barack Obama on Election Day. Why not add a woman to the ticket? And relatively unknown figure, a blank slate with no negative connotations on whom voters could project all their hopes. It turned out to be a smart move, though not successful enough to get McCain to the White House. Palin electrified voters that were collectively uninspired by McCain's campaign, outraged blue-collar voters who would go on to sweep Donald Trump to the nomination in 2016. Turns out Palin and McCain could not have been more different. The latter was kind of freaked out by all that voter anger, but Sarah positively basked in it and happily stoked the flames. It caused a lot of internal campaign strife, and after the election the candidates went their separate ways. But one thing they both do have in common is daughters that are a lot better looking than they are. Bristol. Palin, born 1990, as cute as could be, is a spokesperson for teen pregnancy prevention through abstinence education, and a reality television star.